Guys, how are you doing today? What's goody? Well, today I wanted to talk about selfishly myself, but in a different sense than you could understand here. Let me get into detail. What I'm trying to say is pretty much that I want to go about my faults and my ups and pretty much finding myself back here at YouTube. Now, the reason I told you before in the previous video that I haven't been doing the videos that I've been doing, even though some of them were cringeworthy, I was still uploading videos. The reason is because I was looking at other videos and the quality of the videos was a bit better than mine, or completely better than mine. Now, that kind of broke me down a little bit, but it shouldn't have been enough of an excuse for me not to continue making videos and continuing to get my message out there of you being able to do things in which you feel as though you wasn't able to do before. Now, I've gained a certain understanding in myself of why I didn't start sooner on working on my weight. At the time, I can say that I was lost. I wasn't able to really find myself. I was just working my job, going through the normal everyday life, but at the same time, I wasn't content with what was going on. I wasn't content with my pay. I wasn't content with myself. I wasn't content with anything that I had going on. I didn't have much to say, like at the age that I was at, that I've shown something to prove, like to show something, like okay, I had a car, but that was it. I wasn't content with that. Like I didn't have my own house, I didn't have my own business, I didn't have, let me say, correction, that car was it was financed, so it wasn't even technically like my car yet. So without knowing it, I was subconsciously, how can I say, letting myself down. I was a little depressed, and it doesn't help with the fact that I'm a bit of an introvert. So I guess I'll go into detail about an introvert later, but I'm pretty sure, just to give you a rough basis of all what I'm talking about right now, I'll just cut through that. Like an introvert, like I was more so, I like being by myself. And what I didn't understand was that I wasn't getting contact with any of my friends really. I wasn't staying in contact with them. I didn't want to be bothered. I would see my phone light up and I'd just look at it and I'd be like, I don't know what they're calling for. Don't want to hang out with me. I'm just like this big fat guy. And granted, like, we have fun here and there. I didn't feel like I was really making an impact. I didn't feel like I was the life of the party. So in a sense, it's just like, what am I going for? What am I going to hang out for? What are we going to do? I was just everything the opposite of life of the party. I was letting myself down and letting others down too, instead of trying to get out there more, trying to build myself up. I was more so building myself down, if that makes any sense. I guess pretty much you could say I was demolishing the building in which I had, which wasn't much to start with. So how can I the thing that kind of got me to work more on my health, in which in turn helped me mentally to acknowledge the certain faults that I had, that I should be getting out there. I should be doing research on a couple things to better my health, to better my relationship, especially with family. I guess that's one of the things in which I didn't mention as well. I live kind of close to my family, and I wasn't making any trips. I wasn't going to go see them. I grew very detached from a lot of things, and my weight only increased. And as depressing as it sounds, which it was, it's just great that I'm able now to acknowledge what was holding me back. So anyway, aside from not being around my family, my friends, or acknowledging others or wanting to get out there, I was more so like, a hobbit. I was inside. I didn't really go outside to even view the sun, really. Um, I noticed, hmm, I didn't do any research into this, but I noticed that my skin became darker. I wasn't, which is weird. And like, I had like bags under my eyes. I was going to sleep at terrible times. I was going to sleep like maybe 3, 4 in the morning, 5, playing video games and stuff. And the extra part that's even worse is I wasn't even playing online. I wasn't conversing with people. I wasn't really out there. I was, once again, even though I was playing video games that were online based, I was more so finding the single player stuff. I wasn't even trying to converse, I wasn't even trying to acknowledge people. So it wasn't just like, okay, physically, I wasn't trying to get out there and do more. Even just communicating, talking on the phone or something like that, or talking online, I wasn't even doing any of that. So I know what it feels like to just not have no motivation, just not to have anything, and to now understand why my weight was getting so ridiculous. My health, it was deteriorating. Hmm. I can't believe it. I can't believe the space I was in. I, I I didn't care about it then. I didn't care about anyone or anything per se. Like, yes, I love my family and I love my close friends. Shout out to my close friends. um, I love all now, but back then was a different story. And I do apologize for that. And I've come to forgive myself bit by bit as I'm building myself up now for being the way I was, because doing all that wasn't healthy. And just sitting at home, just secluding yourself from everyone, just packing on food. And I mean, let's see, I would go out, I would go out by myself, and I would go to a restaurant. I would eat I would eat the appetizers, the starter meals, whatever you want to call it, and I would continue on to the main course. I would eat all of that as well, and I would eat dessert as well. Everything. There was no portions. There wasn't a limit that I set for myself or anything. I didn't understand what I was doing. I was just eating consistently. It's not to say you can't go out there and enjoy yourself and, enjoy your meal and everything, but at the rate I was going, I wasn't doing any exercise whatsoever at all. I was not trying to do anything. The most I do was from walking to and from my car, like walking from my car. Okay, putting on my clothes, starting the car, going to the restaurant, and then walking to the restaurant and walking to sit in the booth or the table or whatever, sit there and eat. I think my mouth was doing more exercise than the rest of my body was. I was more so just eating away. Um, and just having no motivation, having no understanding of what that was doing to myself, and then becoming to the point where even when I had a little bit of a hint of an idea, like, okay, I'm packing on more weight. I wonder why. Oh, it's because of food. It tastes so delicious and it's comforting me because I'm so into just myself. Oh, woe is me. Oh, wow. And just continue to pack it on. Um, one of the things that did help me to understand where I was going wrong was, aside from just the weight gain, and which eventually getting to the point which I just said that I didn't care, was I went to the doctors. Um, my girl, she convinced me to go to the doctors to get help. I mean, the other thing is, she loved me no matter what. She loved me no matter what size I was at and everything. And she wasn't in love with my physical self per se. Like, that's not what motivated her to love me. So, in essence, like, I had like no want to really change myself. But the concern was that she wanted me to go to the doctor wasn't because of the weight, was because I have high blood pressure and it's hereditary. Um, like, it's passed down through my family, through the lineage, and well known for it as well. And here I am, and I have high blood pressure. I'm over 300 pounds plus, and what was it, my BMI or so? It was like around 40, and I kind of forgot what it was. I do have the paperwork and everything for that, um, which I'm gonna put up for you guys to see soon. Anyway, um, so you could see what I'm exactly talking about in detail in black and white on the paper. Anyways, it was terrible. I was developing the beginning stages of diabetes, and I don't like needles. Big black guy scared of needles. I don't mess with needles. I can't do it. Nope. I know, a little bit of a scaredy cat. You could laugh. It is cringeworthy to hear that. Oh, big black guy scared of needles. Yes, I was scared of needles. To say that was, excuse me, to say that was a bit of motivation would be true. For me trying to correct what was going what was going on in my body, to correct what was possibly going to happen to me taking insulin shots and all that. That's why I was scared of needles, because I know that they take like they would have to do blood work on me and all kinds of stuff, and I mostly see them with a whole like syringes and stuff, because I know a couple diabetics, and I know that's what they go through, and I was just at the beginning stages, so there was hope for me to possibly turn this around, turn everything around. So I understood already my high blood pressure, but when I started to hear about diabetes, um, that lit a fire under my butt a little bit. Um, yeah, rather that than the needles. Once again, I'll stress that enough. I'm sorry. I just no needles. No. Even though I do realize there are certain ways in which people could take insulins now. It's not just needles. It's a little prick and all that stuff that you could do. My main point is just being timed and all that stuff with diabetes, in which I guess I'm going to do some research and more to better detail and better explain diabetes, in case some of you may not understand why I woke up a little bit like, I don't want that for me. It's bad enough I have high blood pressure. Why don't I just try and stop myself from becoming even more worse? I know I said before, at the point I was already fat, I didn't care about it, but for some reason the whole diabetes thing changed my mindset a little bit. And it's not to say that it fully did, it just woke me up a little bit. And I talked to my girl about it as well, and she had grew some concerns as well. So I took the initiative, because I know she's gonna love me no matter what. I took the initiative still on myself, in which I needed to. to look into a couple things in which I could do. And yes, I was like everyone else trying to, I wouldn't say everyone else, let me correct that, or most people that I know, um, trying to find the easiest way and the quickest way to lose weight. Now, some of the things in which I came across were candidates. Let's see. I'll say like fasting and stuff. Like these are the things I came across. There was like there's a bunch of different diets out there or whatever. I mean, you got people with their tummy teas and their wraps and the juicers. You got the let's see. There there's a whole bunch of different things in which I came across. But the things the two things that kind of really caught my attention that I was like, let me see if I could possibly do that was the intermittent fasting and fasting itself. Now, me, first guy coming in, not knowing anything. Now, remind you, I'm no expert whatsoever at all, of course. Um, I didn't understand the difference between the two, even though there's a distinct difference between the two. But they kind of were my basis to go off of. It's not to say that I fast. I did not do the fasting. I did try the intermittent fasting, and I had like kind of an idea and a basis around it. Now with intermittent fasting, I'm going to make a separate video on that so I could go into more detail. I'm not going to go into detail here because I know I'm taking up a lot of time right now. But I just wanted to get out there what I was going through or what I was feeling at the time when I was my heaviest. There's hope. And I understand there's a ton of people out there that show like you can do it and stuff like that. But for my community and for you, the viewer, I won't, I know it's going to be corny to say that there's hope, but what I'm hoping to show and do with my YouTube channel is I'm hoping to show you a journey, my journey. I'm hoping for you to continue with me on my journey because I'm not there yet. And along the way, I'm going to be telling you stories, everything I'm feeling, everything that's going on, particularly that I'm checking into or what has helped me or even bring up other things in which might be able to help you. So, I don't want to end this video on some like, oh, what was me? I was depressed, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I got a smile on my face now for a reason because there is hope. You can do it. It's possible. It's not super easy. It's not super difficult. It's just more so if you educate yourself more on what you want to do about yourself, like what you want to do about your body, like I did. Like I researched certain things of how my body is going to react, how my body is going to react to sugar, how's my body going to react to salt, how's my body going to act to not eating as much, how am I going to do portions and everything. Once I grew more of an understanding, I grew to better myself. Currently, as of now, I am 203 pounds. Yeah, I checked today. 203 pounds from the 300 plus that I was. And my BMI is better than it has been. And I feel great. And especially with the new morning routines in which I talked about previously before that I've started new morning routines to motivate myself, to get myself back on here, to get myself right in front of you, to regardless of the comments or anything in which you might say that might be negative, in which I hope is all positive and I'm able to share my video and I'm able to get through to you all what I'm trying to say. I'm going to try and like, let's say, shorten my videos. I'm going to try and communicate better because I know I'm still starting out. I'm a little bit bad with that, and I know I'm taking up a whole bunch of time and I'm sorry for that, but I just really wanted to get back into this, get back out there. I'm motivated more than ever. There's going to be a ton more videos coming out consistently and hopefully better quality as well. I'm learning, and that's one thing I could say. Like, I love learning right now. I have the motivation. I have what I did not have before, but it took me going through the way how I was before to get to where I am now. And to say that you can't do it would be false. That's a lie. You can do it too. Like I say, take something from your situation. Peace.